Hello strangers, my name's Kate and I have 5 cats. Yeah. So I thought that I would do a little video talking about how I ended up having 5 cats because I feel like a lot of people think, well, I don't know, I feel like people would assume that I, like, just actively wanted to have 5 cats, but really I just kind of ended up here. So, let's get started. So this is Oreo. He's a tuxedo cat, and he likes being held like a baby, so before anybody yells at me, he likes being held like this most of the time. Oh, maybe not right now. He's very unhappy right now for some reason. But that's Oreo, and he was my very first cat. So I got him from my then boyfriend and then husband and now ex-husband's sister because she couldn't keep a cat in her apartment. So she needed somebody to take care of him, and I ended up keeping him. Oh Jesus. Okay, bye. He doesn't want to be on camera right now. He's been a grumpy ghost lately. Oh. And now he's rubbing up on my leg. Cats are fickle creatures. But anyway, so I ended up with him because she couldn't keep him, and he's just been with me ever since. I've had him for... oh god, how old am I? I'm 25? So I've had him for like 5 or 6 years, depending on how you count it, but... oh my god. I've had him for a long, long time. He's my grumpy old man. He also likes to start fights with the other cats. But anyway, so next up, this is Snowball. Say hi, Snowball. Hello. Hello. So she doesn't really like to be held, like, at all. She seems to not mind right now, but she's very, like, she doesn't care, and also I kind of just woke her up for this. But anyway, so I've got her, and then another one of my cats came in together, so I'll just grab him. So, this is Bandit. He and Snowball came in together. He just got let out of his tower, so he just wants to explore. Oh, now you're rubbing up on me too? Anyway. This is Bandit. He and Snowball were actually like the previous owners of this house's cats. They were indoor-outdoor when the previous owners were living here. And when we moved in here, they were like hanging out by our door and kept trying to come in. So we were like super confused, obviously, and we asked around and the neighbors told us that they were the previous owner's cats and they just left them here. I mean, they told the neighbors to like feed them and watch out for them on all that, but like they just left them here. So we were like, okay, well, we need to take them in because this was their house first, so we should let them live here, you know? So that's how we ended up with those two. They are no longer indoor-outdoor, they are indoor only because I don't like the idea of having an outdoor cat at all, like an indoor-outdoor cat. Like, if I have a cat, then it's staying in the house because that's where they're safest. And also, we found out that Snowball is FIV positive, which means that she's much more likely to get sick. And if she does get sick, she's more likely to get, like, sicker. So, if you have an FIV cat, like, you can't let any of your cats be outdoor at all because then they're just gonna get sick, and yeah. So, yeah. Whether I wanted them to be indoor only or not, that's what they are because the FIV thing. So anyway, that's my little FIV spiel for now. Maybe I'll do a whole video on that. I don't know. So we got those two. So I got Oreo, you know, like 5 or 6 years ago. And Bandit and Snowball came in when we moved in here, which was, holy shit, like 2.5 years ago now? Jeez. So we've had them for like 2.5 years, so he's by far the cat that I've had the longest, but Snowball and Bandit are right up there. Okay, let me see if I can find the 4th cat. This is Mishka. She's all black cat. So my housemate Corey was working a construction job, and at one of the houses, she was just like hanging out on their back porch, and he was like, "Oh, what a beautiful cat!" And she talks a lot, so he was like, "Oh, she's so cute. Like, what's her name? All this stuff." And the owner's like, "I don't know. She's just a stray. Do you want to take her?" And he's like, "Yes, of course I do. Oh wait, let me ask Kate first." And I said, "Oh yes, of course we do." And so we took her, and so she was just a stray up in the mountains, and it was in like February, so she's very cold and very small, and now when she first came in here, like most strays, so when she first came in, I was free feeding the cats because it's just easier that way. But she would like gorge herself, and she got like really, really unhealthily fat. You know, chubby kitty isn't bad, but like she got real chunky and it was not healthy for her. So now we have to do like scheduled feeding, and she still tries to go and eat the other cat's food. Like she still tries to get out of the room that I put her in to go eat the other cat's food. But, you know, she's happy and she's healthy now, so yay. And now my last cat really doesn't like to be held, but we're gonna see if she'll let me today. Maybe? Yeah. She's not happy about being held, but just real quick. This is Queenie. And now I'm gonna put her back. So that was Queenie. She is my last cat, and okay, so we got Mishka in February 2017. So like a year and a half ago. And got Queenie a little under a year ago, I think in November of last year or something. But I was at Petco, and you know how they have all the like adoptable cats to try and like get you to adopt them. So usually I go in there and like say hi to all the cats and like pet them through the cage and whatnot, and it's fine. Like I've never adopted one of them before until Queenie. And the only reason that I adopted her was because, so I went in there and was looking at all the cats, and I saw them and they were so cute, and I saw her and she was so cute, whatever. But I was about to leave and it was fine. Like I'm always sad because I always wish that I could like love them all, but I know that I can't do that. Like I know that I can't, so it's fine. But with Queenie, or as they were calling her, Missy, I hate that name. I hate that name for a cat. It's so gross. So there was a woman in there who was talking about, who was like, "Oh, did you see this one? Like, she's FIV positive and she keeps bouncing back and forth between homes and the shelter because everybody gets scared of it and blah, 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 blah." And I'm just like, my heart. Because, you know, as I said before, I already have an FIV positive cat. And I love her. She is beautiful. She's wonderful. And so it really bothers me when people are like scared of it. Because, you know, I understand. Well, anyway, this is a different video. The whole FIV thing is a different video. But anyway. So I was like, it's destiny. I have to take her. I must have this cat. So I told Corey about it. And at first he was like, we already have 4 cats. Like, we can't have another one. There's too many cats. And then I told him, she's FIV positive though. And then he's just like, let's go look at her. So we go look, and there was a whole mess of health issues going on right then because she was in a shelter and she kept being stressed out by like going back and forth and all of this crap. So she had like really bad ear mites, and she had like a sinus thing going on, which she's always snotty. She's always got a sinus issue because that's kind of par for the course for an FIV positive cat. They kind of always have something. But like it was really, really bad. So they decided they were gonna wait and, you know, wait for us to be able to, for me to be able to adopt a healthy cat. But she wasn't getting better, so they asked me if I would just take her, and they would pay for like her medical expenses, just to like get her to a healthy point. But they figured like having her in a house would be better than having her in the shelter, and she might get better faster. So that's what we did, and that's exactly what happened. I think it was like a month or two of going back and forth and like doing medicine and all this crap before it cleared up. And ever since then, she's been fine. I mean, like I said, she's always kind of snotty because she stresses herself out. She's a very anxious cat because of all the shit that she's gone through, and anxiety and stress makes FIV positive cats kind of like have a weird sinus reaction. So she's kind of always got a snotty nose, and her eyes are kind of always a little bit runny, but it's not a big deal, and she's happy, and she's as healthy as she can be with what she's got. But yeah, she's very skittish, which is why she doesn't like being held. But she's like right here, right next to the tripod. So she's fine. She's not mad at me. She's totally fine. She just likes to be in her own space. But anyway, so that was just like a brief story time of how I got all 5 of my cats and how I've ended up in this crazy cat lady position. If you guys would like to hear more about my cats, just let me know down below, like if you have specific questions about them or whatever. If you have specific questions about the FIV issue and what it's like to have 2 of them in the house, and I don't know, family dynamics between the cats. I could do a whole lot of stuff. Just let me know what you want to see. So yeah, don't forget to like and comment and all that crap, and click here to subscribe. And right here is a video that YouTube thinks that you will enjoy that I have made. And I will see you later, friends. Bye!